Okay, this channel is called the Academy of Meaningful Education, and I'm going to give you some information regarding abuse, and particular gang stalking. This is the gang stalking series, and I'm going to give you some information. Uh, seek professional help if you trust law enforcement and or so forth. I have gone the professional route. For me, I have experienced plants in various industries. When I reported one of my former employers, an attorney for one of the agencies flipped the script on me, even though I was ill. And so, um, go with a grain of salt, seek professional help if you can. If you have supportive friends and family, then definitely lean on them. My remedy for all of this, I mentioned a while back, is spiritual court, and I know what this is all for because it's almost like, why me? Why did I get this treatment? And basically, it's for my healing. I was asking, praying, who can help me with this? And so I had a couple of long calls yesterday. One person reached out to me and told me of her experience, and another person I spoke with, and she mentioned immediately, she brought up my father. And my father died when I was under the age of one. And like I said, he was abusive to my mother, and so I witnessed that, and I grew up in that environment. So I was kind of surprised when she mentioned that, but I do have to do some healing work towards my father. It's all for the good. It's all this is coming up spiritually so that I can get my healing. And being impressed at such an early age with abuse, I'm experiencing, I've been experiencing abuse most of my life, especially in my opposite sex relationships. But, and that had led me to reading different materials on narcissistic abuse. This is not my first rodeo. I've been harassed and stalked for a good 20 years on and off, one by the same person, and then the other from a couple of YouTubers, and they had their flying monkeys attack me. So I know about flying monkeys, not my first rodeo. There are no victims here, only victors, and I wanted to share this with you. This is taken from Google AI, and the flying monkey effect is a form of emotional abuse. It is termed in popular psychology and the narcissistic abuse recovery community to describe individuals who are manipulated by an abuser to carry out their agenda and to maintain control over a victim. These, quote, flying monkeys, unquote, perform the abuser's dirty work, which involves a variety of harmful, abusive behaviors, including spreading lies and gossip as a part of a smear campaign to damage the victim's reputation. And going back to carry out the agenda and maintain control of a victim, some people don't know that they are being used this way, and it may not be conscious on the narcissistic abuser's part either. Let's see. So, spreading lies, they may trust the narcissistic abuser and that they're telling the truth when they're just basically spreading lies and gossip. Another aspect of the flying monkeys doing the dirty work is gaslighting the victim, making them question their own reality, memory, or sanity by denying the abuse or twisting facts. And so, In this case, I would recommend or suggest, and these are just suggestions, follow your own knowing and, prompting. But what I've done is I document things. And the good news about having multiple people is some of them break. Um, some of them kind of get out of character. Some of them try to give you information. Some of them may take it too far and give you evidence that is against the abuser. In my case, I think I have two ringleaders. Um, Another thing that flying monkeys do is that they spy on their target and report information back to the abuser. They harass and bully the victim on the abuser's behalf. They enable the abuse by defending, excusing, or rationalizing the abuser's harmful actions. And when I was with the man that I was with back in the day, he drove me to his ex-girlfriend's house to just like look in and see. And I didn't know why at the time, and I was very timid. And I didn't like it, but I didn't know how to confront the behavior. And so um, I just did it. I just went along. And so um, I hope she is doing well. And for the abusers, I'm trying to stay in a state of compassion for them because if they knew better, they would do better. Also, praying for them that they experience the love of God. And that's how I'm getting through this by my relationship with God and also the support system I have. Because one of the other things that these flying monkeys do is isolate the victim from their support network, such as friends or family, by turning people against them. And there's been so much that happened, just putting two and two together. um, I have a pretty strong, solid support network. And like I said, I've been doing so much healing work that my access to quality, high caliber people has magnified. And I mentioned that in the other video because I have been doing so much healing work. I have people who are really supportive, and I'm grateful for that. Um, so it says the harm caused by flying monkeys is a significant part of the overall abuse cycle and can have a profound psychological effect. It can have these psychological effects on the victim, including increased anxiety, depression, complex trauma, C, PTSD, and a deep sense of betrayal. So it's also important to note that some flying monkeys are fully aware of their actions, while others are genuinely unaware they are being used, believing they are helping a quote wronged person, the narcissist, who often plays the victim. So, regardless of intent, their actions perpetuate the abuse. And so, we need to be aware of this because you don't want to be a flying monkey in someone else's campaign. And, I've been seeing more and more that gang stalking is becoming more and more common. And it's unfortunate, but we shall prevail. You just, we got to hang in there and we will prevail. And I'm praying for you guys if you are a person who has been a part, uh, I don't want to say victim, but I'll just say as a part of a gang stalking campaign, we will prevail. Again, this has been brought to spiritual court and justice will prevail. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.